Welcome to the Fast Modes Quick Chat series. Thanks for tuning in as we dive into a special episode on the upcoming Ericsson Enterprise Industry Analyst Day taking place in Boston this Thursday. I'm Tara Neil, Executive Editor at the Fast Mode, and joining us today is Manish Tiwari, Head of Private Cellular Networks at Cradlepoint. Manish has over 20 years of experience in enterprise technology, having worked in early stage, growth stage, and Fortune 100 companies specializing in wired and wireless networking, security, and cloud technologies. Welcome, Manish.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, okay. So let's jump right in. The Ericsson Enterprise Industry Analyst Day is just around the corner. Can you give us a sneak peek of what's lined up for the day? What should attendees be looking forward to?
Absolutely. So, as you know, Ericsson has been investing a lot in growing our enterprise footprint and bringing 5G to enterprises. We have a number of exciting announcements to make in terms of evolution of our product portfolio to for enterprises. We are going to be announcing our neutral host offering. This is the first time where we are going to start selling our indoor 5G coverage neutral host solutions through a non-CSP route to market. And this offering, which enables a stronger signal strength for cell phones and other user-owned devices inside enterprises, this is the first time that we are selling this through a non-CSP channel. And for enterprises that have been using distributed antenna systems and other complex technologies to strengthen signal strength inside their buildings, this is a revolutionary product that we are bringing to them. Apart from neutral host, we are going to describe our strategy for how we are scaling the private cellular networking business in the enterprise market, taking advantage of our global two-tier distribution model and a multi-channel approach. We're going to be talking about that strategy. And then we have a couple of product announcements to make on the wireless WAN side as well.
Okay, oh, that sounds exciting. Now, for our listeners who would like to learn more about this, could you explain about wireless WAN, what it is, and what recent advancements are we seeing in this space?
Absolutely. So wireless WAN refers to the ability for an enterprise to connect their wide area network using cellular technology. Uh, the business unit that I am part of in Ericsson was formed through the acquisition of Cradlepoint. Cradlepoint has been a market leader in wireless WAN solutions for the past decade, where our solutions are deployed by enterprises to provide WAN connectivity in their IoT machines, their vehicles, and their fixed branches for distributed enterprises. Uh, our products allow these enterprises to set up WAN connectivity in a pretty agile and fast manner, with not a lot of OpEx required, not a lot of IT resources required. It's a very simple cloud managed solution that scales to tens of thousands of locations and tens of thousands of assets, be it fixed or mobile assets that require WAN connectivity, and we can take advantage of public cellular networks to offer that WAN connectivity. So revolutionary simple solution does not require any cables, and it makes enterprises mobile, agile, and more productive.
Okay, oh, excellent. Really interesting. How does wireless WAN technology tie into the world of IoT? We are looking at like what kind of benefits does it bring to IoT rollouts, the existing ones as well as the ones in the future?
Absolutely. So one of the things that is needed for IoT to be successful in the enterprise is an easy connectivity. Uh, what we are able to do with our wireless WAN routers is connect these IoT devices to the internet, in a very simple manner. So, as an example, take the example of ATM machines or DVD vending kiosks or mobile displays. These are examples of mobile devices that require internet connectivity for content to be uploaded and downloaded from these devices. And by using our Cradlepoint wireless WAN devices, we can provide that connectivity in a very simple manner. Beyond connectivity to public networks, we also see a need for devices to connect to private networks in, for example, factories and mines and other operational environments like warehouses and so on. And we can use our UEs or our Cradlepoint wireless WAN devices to connect AGVs and AMRs to the private network, thereby providing that high bandwidth connectivity for these devices.
Okay, all right. That's great insight. And so moving on to the neutral host infrastructure, you touched about this earlier. So this is a term that's been getting quite a bit of attention lately. How does this infrastructure help telcos enhance their enterprise connectivity services, and where does Open RAN fit into all of this?
Absolutely. So, as you know, high quality connectivity is increasingly becoming important for a lot of enterprises. In many countries, that high quality connectivity can be offered by the macro network, by the public cellular network. But there are many environments where the public cellular network signal strength is not strong inside the buildings, especially with the higher frequencies that get used in 5G. We find many buildings where the signal strength inside the building is not strong enough anymore, but the importance of connectivity has risen exponentially for many enterprises. What we see in the market is enterprises now willing to invest in that high quality and high bandwidth connectivity for the public network inside their buildings. Uh, the the compelling reasons differ across different verticals. As an example, in universities, we see the universities wanting to provide high quality connectivity to their students for public safety reasons. The students being able to make 911 calls wherever they are in the campus, whether they are inside the buildings or outside the buildings. It's a pretty important use case. Similarly, for public facing enterprises such as airports, stadiums, conference venues, and so on, that end user experience of your customer is really important. So these kind of enterprises want to have a high quality 5G connectivity inside their buildings. And then commercial real estate, these are organizations that want to make sure that the buildings that they are creating and renting out to tenants is sort of pre-populated with high quality 5G connectivity. So we see these different examples of enterprises that are willing to invest in a good quality 5G connectivity. And then from an operator standpoint, it creates a very interesting model where the operator does not have to invest in capex to provide connectivity inside these buildings, because the enterprises are willing to take that burden by themselves. We see this as being very attractive for the operators, because the operators do not have to invest their own capex in providing kind of high quality connectivity inside these buildings. We see this as a compelling value prop for enterprises, because they can provide safety for their employees, as well as a very good end user experience for their customers in public facing enterprises, as well as an opportunity to monetize for enterprises that are running commercial real estate buildings and so on. So we are starting to see this scale in the market, and we are working with all leading operators in the United States. For example, we are the only product that is certified by all leading operators to provide this kind of a solution for enterprises in the US market.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so let's now talk about Ericsson's leadership in the private 5G space. So this is a highly competitive area, and maybe you can share some of Ericsson's key strengths and how Cradlepoint has contributed to this.
Absolutely. So first of all, the private 5G technology itself, I see this as the third biggest revolution that's happening in enterprise networking in the last 3 decades. The first one being when employees started using Ethernet cables to connect their machines to corporate applications. The second being Wi-Fi, when enterprises embraced mobility and employees could move from one location to other while being connected. And the third being private 5G, where now we are starting to see IoT devices get a deterministic network and support for low latency and advanced connectivity that was not possible till now. This has huge ROI implications for enterprises because they can improve their productivity by having these industrial devices connect to the private 5G network and start becoming mobile. In terms of our differentiation in the market, there is threefold differentiation that we believe we have by taking advantage of the broad Ericsson portfolio, radio portfolio that is certified by operators around the world. And it's a very mature portfolio that is robust as well as provides us a lot of flexibility in terms of creating fine-grained control over the RF environment, the wireless environment that we see in enterprises. Uh, and that allows us to create that deterministic connectivity as well as the low latency use cases. So that's the first differentiation. The second one is the support for mobility. In many of these enterprises, we see devices roaming and moving from one location to other. In factory environments, for example, you have AGVs that are moving from one place to another at high velocity, which leads to handoffs between different radio nodes. With the distributed architecture that we have in Ericsson Radio Network, we are able to minimize those handoffs and thereby improve the low latency performance of the network. That provides enterprises a significant advantage over our competitive solutions. And then the third one is coverage. Because we have a broad portfolio of radios, we are able to support deployments that require covering a large geographical area by a small number of radios, uh, but at the same time also supporting deployments that have a high density of devices that have varied characteristics, and they all need to be supported through the radio network. So better coverage, better mobility, and support for low latency. And then security is baked into the technology itself, right? By taking advantage of the inherent security stack that has been built into 3GPP, by taking advantage of the SIM-based authentication, the network is much more secure. You don't provision these devices on the internet. You can provision the SIMs inside the enterprise network itself. So overall, it creates a much more secure network for the enterprise.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I think those are some of the questions that we had today. So thank you so much, Manish, for sharing these insights with us. It's clear that there are exciting developments ahead for Ericsson and the broader enterprise connectivity landscape. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on the announcements coming out of Boston on September 12th. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And we look forward to September 12th. Thank you.
All right, okay. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Fast Modes Quick Chat series. Follow us for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you guys in our next session.
Thank you.